Boom! We got a new segment for you guys called Take It or Leave It. This is where we take your hot takes, your unpopular opinions, and all of your predictions of your favorite anime series, and we let you know whether we'll take it and agree or we are going to leave that and throw it in the trash. We want nothing to do with it. So today we are talking about Dragon Ball Z. We're doing a Dragon Ball Z Take It or Leave It today. Let's start off with the first prompt. Dragon Ball Super needs to make Gohan great again. Take it or leave it.
I'm gonna take that. I'm taking that all day. If you think about it, they could have completely saved time and saved Broly for the next season if they just used Gohan as a redemption arc and brought him up to par so that he was ready for the next Tournament of Power instead of bringing in Broly so that he could back them up because they're going to need it. All right, they could have just did that with Gohan. All right, I'm going to take that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take that as well. Gohan has been a shell of himself in the series, to say the least. Looking, coming from Dragon Ball Z with Teen Gohan, we saw exactly, what he was able to do against Perfect Cell, even achieving the Super Saiyan 2 transformation before any of the other Z fighters. So we look at it from that perspective, we see all these things, and we look at Gohan now, and he can't even really hang with Goku in any of his forms. Goku is holding back when they're training. Like, come on. Gohan fell off, so I'm going to take it.
The only good parts of Dragon Ball Super was a tournament between the 6th and 7th universe and the middle to end of the Tournament of Power. Take it or leave it.
You know what? I'm going to take this. Because, listen, the beginning portion of Super was really just the first two movies. And I gotta say, the animation stepped up in those tournament arcs. It really, really did step up. When you're introducing Omni King and things of that nature, and everyone having to increase their power levels, we're looking at, Ultra Instinct and things of that nature. I have to go that Super really did not grab me until those tournament arcs. I'm taking it.
I'm leaving that. I disagree. I think the arc between Universe 6 and 7 was whack, to be honest.
Ooh,
I thought Hit was very underwhelming. I was not impressed. And I think one of the more impressive arcs that this comment failed to mention was the Future Trunks arc. That was a fire arc. Okay, we saw Future Trunks come back. We saw him get a new transformation. We saw him use the Spirit Bomb in a sword form. And we saw a father-son Gallic gun. What more can you ask for?
It was not the Tournament of Power, though.
It was not the Tournament of Power. That was a fire arc.
And the Tournament of Power is what he's talking about. So I gotta take
he's
that. He's
talking about two different arcs right here.
In order from greatest to worst, it is Dragon Ball Z, then Dragon Ball, then GT, and Super after that. Take it or leave it.
To be completely honest, I'm leaving that. The only reason I'm gonna switch GT and Super in that lineup. So I'm gonna go Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, Super, and then GT. Only because Super has more lit fights. The transformations of Super Saiyan 4 and GT was pretty much the only upside of that whole series. And that's not enough. That's not enough to beat what Super's bringing back. Broly came back, all this. Nah, it's not enough. Leaving that.
I'm going to leave that as well for similar things that you've stated. Yeah, I'm going to have it as Dragon Ball Z as the best, then Dragon Ball. Then after that, I'm going to put Super and then GT. I think that's a correct order in terms of, storyline. When I'm thinking of storylines, I think, Super had a better storyline to me than GT. So I have to give it that one.
In terms of the whole Dragon Ball universe, Krillin is a beast. Take it or leave it.
I'm going to leave this. Krillin, his power was useful in the beginning of the series when, Earthlings had more of a shot to be in those fights. But as we have seen throughout the history of Dragon Ball, the power scaling tends to rise astronomically after every single arc. And Krillin has really just been, basically rendered useless as the enemies got stronger and stronger. Now, I know everyone's going to think about, Goku sparring with Krillin during those Super Saiyan Blue moments. But we know that Goku is really just holding back. Like, we know if Goku really wanted to get busy, Krillin would have died on that day. Let's just stop fooling around. So I'm going to leave that.
I'll leave that also. I mean, Krillin could be useful in the sense of maybe he joins the Galactic Patrol and he helps take down some robbers in another universe. But in terms of like a main arc, in terms of a next Tournament of Power or another threat to the universe, Krillin's not doing anything.
Yamcha is not weak. He could take on the entire world, and the only people that can stop him are the Z Fighters. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I'm leaving that. I'm leaving that. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, in my opinion, Krillin is stronger than Yamcha, and we just discussed about how Krillin's not on par to be of any use in a
Well, hold on.
I'm leaving that.
Listen, hold on. The prompt is saying that the Z Fighters are the only people that would be able to stop him.
Yeah, that's false.
So who could stop Yamcha outside
the Z Fighters?
On Earth, only on Earth.
Only on Earth outside of Z Fighters.
That's what he said. Take over the world. So I'm gonna.
Do you consider Buu a Z Fighter?
Majin Buu's on the team.
Barely, not on the Tournament of Power.
I wouldn't consider Hercule a Z Fighter. Hercule's not a Z Fighter.
I wouldn't consider Oob a Z Fighter either, but Oob could wash Yamcha.
Ooh.
Leave that.
See, it comes down to who's really considered a Z Fighter, because I think Oob is on the cusp. If we're not counting Oob, I'm leaving that. I'm leaving that as well.
I mean, maybe in like 2 seasons.
If we are counting Oob though, then I'm taking that. I think Yamcha. I don't think Hercule. Who's gonna stop him? Come on, nobody can really stop him.
Ox King, because
Stop the fool. This is ridiculous.
Ox King and Yamcha. That might be a fight.
Stop the foolishness. All right, Yamcha's weak. Yamcha's weak, but he's not that weak.
Jiren is stronger than Broly. Take it or leave it.
I'm taking this. I've said on numerous occasions in past debates that I think Jiren is more powerful than Broly, and that is, I think, is absolutely correct. You gotta remember, the things that Jiren was doing in the Tournament of Power were things that we really have never seen. You're talking about Vegeta going all out, Super Saiyan Blue evolution. You have Frieza, Golden Frieza. You have Goku, Super Saiyan Blue times 20 Kaioken, and even going into Massive Ultra Instinct. Jiren is fighting all of these crazy opponents all at the same time. I mean, come on, this is just next level stuff. And not to say that Broly can't handle it, but Broly's power really isn't controlled as Jiren is. So I'm taking that.
I'm gonna take that also, just to add on to your point. They fought that whole tournament pretty much the entire time they were fighting. And at the end, no one even beat Jiren. They just had managed to team up to get him out of bounds. So I'm taking Jiren.
Yeah. Right. Jiren had an alternate Ultra Instinct of his own. Maybe something like a counterpart like Green Lantern's, having a Yellow Lantern meant to combat, Instinct being calm, intelligent power, while Jiren's is uncontrollable, explosive, and impulsive destruction. Maybe an Ultra Justice? Take it or leave it.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna leave this. I mean, it's some solid speculation, some solid theories, but you have to, you have to consider the fact that this is Toriyama we're talking about. Okay, this is a man that forgets half the characters he writes into the story. Okay, this is a man that makes up transformations, that he found on a napkin somewhere in a restaurant. Okay, and then he puts them into the show. Okay, he doesn't put that much thought into it for there to be an Ultra Justice. He might put that in. And maybe 2 seasons from now, like, oh, that's a good idea. I like y'all video. I'm going to put that in. But that's definitely not going through his head right now. Leaving that.
I'm going to leave that as well. I like where he's coming from with the theory, comparisons with Green Lantern and things of that nature. But as you stated, I don't think Toriyama was thinking that hard when he was, adding all these powers and everything. I don't think it was on that tier. He's not that kind of writer to me. I would think Togashi or maybe even Oda, can have that type of, thought process when it's adding powers. I don't think Toriyama does that as much.
In the Dragon Ball universe, Vegeta has talked the most smack out of any of the other characters. Yet he's a main member of the family. Even though he didn't even apologize to any of the other members. Why do people like him so much? Considering when Sasuke apologized, everyone likes that, but what's up with Vegeta? Take it or leave it.
All right, so just to start off, this has to be one of the most this has to be the biggest indictment against Vegeta that we have ever seen. I mean, this is wow. A lot has been said here. And you know what? I'm going to say I leave this. Vegeta, we know he hasn't apologized. We know Vegeta is arrogant, right? I completely agree with this prompt in the aspect of Majin Vegeta did cause the entire Buu arc to go down. That he definitely should have apologized for. But I think that Vegeta is not a person that apologizes with his words. He apologizes with his actions. Sasuke had the ability to, go up and, actually apologize. But Vegeta's more so a person that's willing to set aside his pride. We all know how proud he is with his Saiyan pride, right? When you see him, fusing with Goku when he really doesn't want to. When you're seeing him do teamwork with other people when he really doesn't want to, and things of that nature, and helping to take down enemies of the earth and enemies of the universe, that is an apology. That to me, I take that as an apology, because Vegeta is not only trying to make you happy, as a Z fighter or whoever's in the universe of Dragon Ball Z, but he's also trying to knock down his own pride and set aside his rivalry with Goku to, for the betterment of the world. So the fact that he's doing that, and we know how proud he is, I think Vegeta is well deserving of his role in the series. So I'm gonna leave that.
I mean, I'm gonna leave that also. I think it's just more of a. I completely agree with all the points you were making, but I think it's more of just in terms of like a character aspect. We don't really have a lot of anime that feature characters like this. In fact, all the pretty much similar characters in anime that have come after this have been inspired by Vegeta himself. Okay, so the reason he is the way he is unique to the series of Dragon Ball, and that's one of the main reasons people like it. So that's why I don't think he apologized. Apologized for what? People like that attitude. People can embody that attitude. I'm gonna leave it.
Goku is not one of the strongest anime characters, and he never will be. Take it or leave it.
I'm leaving this also. I need more facts for this one. This is just a statement, but global warming is a myth. That's a statement too. I need facts. I'm gonna leave this because
to me, this is blasphemous. I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this craziness. But if he said that Goku was not the strongest, I can see where he's coming from. But you said one of the strongest, which makes me believe that you don't even think he's in the conversation of the elites. That's blasphemy. I'm leaving that.
Superman beats Goku. Leave it or leave it?
I'm gonna take this. Although I think it is very, very cheese, Superman is a being that, multiple different authors, multiple different powers added to him nonstop. I've heard all the types of things you can hear about Superman, and it's still not enough information. There's probably more powers out there that we don't even really know of. Goku has more of a, training arc, then develops his power and gets stronger. Superman just came out the gate booming. So even though I would love, I'm on Team Goku, I think, Superman does win.
All right, yeah, get out of here. I'm taking over the channel. I'm Scott, the new host of SA.
Listen, it's a fact.
Get out of here.
It's a fact.
What are you talking? Okay, you're trying to say that.
It's a fact.
Leave that.
It's a fact.
Leave that. That's not a fact at all. Superman is different because Superman has been a character for almost 90 years now.
Yeah,
he's been getting power-ups every year,
and that's what I'm saying.
Man,
it's not fair.
Every comic that comes out has a new power-up. He's just automatically times 10 power because of no particular reason.
And that's the issue.
Because that's cheese.
It is cheese. Okay? It is. Listen,
I admit Toriyama puts cheese in Dragon Ball as well. I admit that. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you there's no cheese in Dragon Ball. But come on, I'm not taking that.
Listen, I'm agreeing with you, but that's why he is cheese. That's why he wins.
Nah, you got the man that literally shook the realm of time and space in the Tournament of Power. This is not Superman? Come on.
Superman has some crazy powers, man. I'm telling you. I don't even know all of them. Why do people continue to talk trash about Krillin? Take it or leave it?
I mean, I'll take that because specifically because this comment mentions nothing about his power level. I'm gonna take it because Krillin is actually a great character, and if you think about when you go back to Dragon Ball, which is personally is my favorite out of the series, but just in terms of hierarchy, I agree DBZ is better. But if you go back to Dragon Ball, Krillin is literally the Vegeta of Dragon Ball. Like Krillin is the number 2 man. He can fight. He's pretty tough in Dragon Ball. He's going head to head with Goku. He's making it to the semifinals of the World Martial Arts tournaments. He's having special attacks that can damage the likes of Frieza, for example. Like Krillin's actually putting in some work, and it's only up until these later seasons. Majin Buu, Dragon Ball Super that he's really the power scale is just too much. He can't keep up. But if you consider like his overall character, he is a really good character. I'm gonna take it.
I'm gonna take that as well. We see even in Super, Krillin has been helping Goku, even get back to what he really is. I mean, you mentioned their adventures within Dragon Ball, but Krillin has always been by Goku's side. That's his right hand man. So I have to take that.
Goku should not be as strong as he is. His main power is plot armor. Take it or leave it.
I'm leaving this. We've seen the amount of work that Goku has put in the series. It is, listen, to the hard training with Whis, to the hard training with King Kai or anybody. Goku has put his training in. He's put his hours in to reach the power level that he has reached. That's not to say that Vegeta hasn't. But Goku he's just a next level talent, right? Like how Broly is also a next level talent. So I have to give it to Goku. I think Goku has earned his power level.
I mean, I'm gonna leave that also. If you consider back to every arc of Dragon Ball Z, there's a significant amount of training that Goku puts in, to come up. Like I admit he has some plot armor, but he does put in a good amount of training.
Oh yeah.
You're thinking of back to Snake Way, where he was training to fight Vegeta for the first time. We've heard legends that it took him, took people years to cross Snake Way. Goku crossed it 3 days. Pretty sure it was a record. Like training on King Kai's planet, 10 times gravity.
Exactly.
All of these initial training arcs that Vegeta had to come up and top afterwards were initially broken by Goku. So I'm gonna give that to Goku. I'm taking it.
Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super are not as good as Yu Yu Hakusho. Take it or leave it.
I'm leaving that. Yu Yu Hakusho is a great show. It's a completely different show. It has similar aspects in terms of fighting, in terms of power scale, tournaments. So there's a lot of similarities, especially when you got, Hiei, aka Yu Yu Hakusho Vegeta. So there's a lot of similarities between the shows. But Yu Yu Hakusho is like it's a one series show. We're talking about Dragon Ball here. We got like 4 different series spanning going on 30 years now, 35 years. Like Yu Yu Hakusho is just one show. I'm gonna leave that.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that as well. This is blasphemy. As much as I love Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z is a staple in the game at this point. Its name is heard throughout the entire anime industry and all the anime fandom for how many years? It's logged in its years.
People that don't watch anime know what Dragon Ball is.
Exactly. That's a fact. People that don't watch anime know who Goku is. They know Vegeta. We can't say the same about Yusuke.
Also, Goku is the mascot for the 2020 Olympics, the World Martial Arts Tournament. Okay, so where's Yusuke at? All right?
And I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I would say if anything, they're equal in terms of like storyline and everything. But and I'm only talking Dragon Ball Z. But in terms of prestige and popularity, nah.
Vegeta will never beat a main villain. Take it or leave it.
Whoo! This one's hard, Scotty.
It's you.
Yeah, it's me. This one's hard. You know what? I'm going to leave this because there's a small part of me, Scotty, that has a little sliver of hope that one day Vegeta will rise up and surpass Goku just of one arc and defeat somebody that Goku could not defeat. Now we have never seen that really. But I think Vegeta does have it in him to get the job done at one particular moment in time. It will happen in the series later on, but I don't think it will last. Goku will then surpass Vegeta again.
I have mixed feelings about this because from what I've been hearing about the manga, it seems as if this might be happening soon.
Really?
That's what it's looking like. However, I'm gonna take it just because I would prefer it this way. I think if Vegeta were to be the main villain, first of all, Goku wouldn't even feel any type of way. Goku would be like, okay, congrats, Vegeta. He wouldn't even care. Vegeta, on the other hand, would be tight because now what does he do? He's been trying to get stronger than Goku for the past 30 years. Now that he's stronger than Goku, what's the next step? Beat Beerus? He could probably beat Beerus. If he's stronger than Goku, he's probably up there. You know? But like, what else is he going to do with his life? You know what I'm saying? That's the main aspect of his character.
You're wrong about one thing. You're wrong about one thing, Scott.
What's that?
You said that Goku would not care if Vegeta surpassed him.
I
beg to differ.
I don't think so.
I think Goku would be... He wouldn't show it, but his rivalry with Vegeta is there. You know, Goku acknowledges that. There are times when, you know, you will literally find Goku trying to train without Vegeta, Vegeta trying to train without Goku, and them competing with each other side by side and trying to get a one-up on each other. Goku would not sit by idly watching Vegeta surpass him and be like, okay, I'll give you the crown now, you deserve it. Hell no. You already know that Goku would step up and rise up to the challenge, and he would surpass Vegeta in the following arc.
I mean, honestly, Goku would do that in the sense of he wants to be a better martial artist, but he doesn't actually... I don't think he would be any type of jealous that Vegeta took down a main character. I think he would be more thankful that they were able to take it down.
You're right.
And he would be like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm going to train to try to beat you later on, but he wouldn't turn into a whole Vegeta character in the sense of his life is surrounded by beating Vegeta in that sense.
Nah. Dragon Ball Super gets way too much hate. It's amazing. Take it or leave it.
I'm gonna take that. I agree. DBS does get too much hate, but it's justified though. It's justified just because of the high benchmarks set before it in the past in terms of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. You know, so the expectations are super high. Dragon Ball Super, but I'll take that.
I'm gonna leave that. Dragon Ball Super, the fights were amazing, but to say if any of the other aspects of the show were amazing would be a complete lie. The storyline is lackluster. It is nothing compared to Z. The first part of the story was literally the first two movies. So that was upsetting as a fan. And a lot of the characters that were introduced in Super weren't really developed as much as we wanted them to develop. I mean, Jiren's backstory.
Never mind. I completely forgot about that.
Jiren's backstory was horrendous. We didn't even know anything about him too much, you know, as opposed to Z, where we were finding all about these villains, all about these characters. So I have to leave that.
Gohan is quietly one of the best characters in Dragon Ball Super. Take it or leave it.
I'm gonna leave this. Gohan was not one of the best characters in Super.
In Super?
Not by a long shot.
Is that a typo? Or
you know, again, Gohan was just a shell of himself. He's supposed to be way more powerful. He's supposed to be way more relevant. You know, he had to team up with people to take down Dispo. You know, he had to team up. Gohan doesn't need to be in a team. It's Gohan we're talking about here. His teen self, he was always in the gym, always working, whether he's in the hyperbolic time chamber, wherever he was, and he even surpassed his father. Now he is leagues behind. I think personally that even future Trunks has surpassed Gohan, which you know pains me to say. So I think, you know, it's well deserved that, you know, Gohan's not the best. I'm gonna leave that.
I mean, well, there's two things. One, we don't even know. It's not confirmed whether he can go Super Saiyan 2. We saw him go Mystic, but we don't even know for sure if he can go Super Saiyan 2.
I believe he still can, but yeah.
The second thing, and the most important thing, well, you didn't even need the first thing. I just thought I should say that. The most important thing, he was having trouble with the Frieza Force. I'm leaving that.
I mean, yeah. Future Trunks was one of the most overhated Z original characters in Dragon Ball Super. Take it or leave it.
I mean, I'm gonna take this. I think Future Trunks was, overhated AF. I don't know. I don't really know why. I mean, I know they changed his hair from purple to blue. That's a significant reason. But, I really like Future Trunks' arc in Dragon Ball Super. I don't know why he's overhated, but he definitely is overhated in Dragon Ball Super. So I'm taking it.
I'm gonna leave it. I have not really seen a lot of hate coming Future Trunks' way, personally, from what I've been seeing in the series. I've seen a lot of people actually boost him up. I've been one of the ones that has actually praised Trunks for even surpassing Gohan in the series. So for that instance, I'm gonna leave that.
Dragon Ball Z Broly is better than Dragon Ball Super Broly. Take it or leave it.
I'm gonna leave this. I don't think Broly was necessarily ruined. Do I like the DBZ Broly more? In some aspects, yes, but in some aspects, no. I mean, this new Broly now has some character development. This new Broly now has a chance to actually team up with the Z Fighters, which we know his help will be needed because Universes 1 and 2 haven't even been revealed yet, and we know that their characters were so powerful, they weren't even allowed to enter the Tournament of Power. So they're going to need Broly. And now that we will have Broly on the Z Fighters as well, this opens up the floor for fusions. This opens up the floor for combos, Vegeta and Broly, Goku and Broly combinations. And I think it will be interesting to see Goku and Vegeta fighting alongside Broly. So I don't think it was ruined necessarily. So I'm going to leave it.
I mean, I'm going to take it, but from a different perspective. I agree that they did ruin DBZ Broly. But for the reasons that you were just mentioning, I think they evolved the character of Broly from a villain to an ally, and he's going to be what you just said on the Tournament of Power team in the next coming arcs. So whereas in DBZ, Broly was a sinister villain that pretty much put fear into every character on the team.
Yeah.
Whereas now he's kind of like a nice guy. We see him, he's playing around with a pet. He got a girl with him, it's different. It's a completely different character. So in a sense, I'm going to take it because they did ruin that villain character, but they gave it something else.
But the power is still there.
Yes.
His power is still there. The art style in Dragon Ball Super is way better than the animation in Demon Slayer. Take it or leave it.
I'm going to leave this. I'm gonna leave this. There were certain parts of Dragon Ball Super that I was watching, and I was like, I'm only watching this because of Dragon Ball Z right now. There were several parts where I was like, I don't know what that was supposed to be, but Goku and Vegeta are in this. I'm gonna just keep watching. I didn't get that feeling, in terms of Demon Slayer looked nice every episode, whereas Dragon Ball Super did not. So
I'm gonna leave this as well. Demon Slayer's animation was stellar all across the board. Dragon Ball Super had moments of greatness, but it also had moments where you were questioning whether or not the show was given to another studio, whether the studio just took a day off. That's a question for Toei, but I think Demon Slayer's animation is actually better. So you guys let us know down in the comment section below whether you're going to take it or leave it on some of these prompts. And with that, see you next time. Peace.